out there. This is Leigh with Coda Country. And today I have an amazing special treat for you in the form of a dynamic duo named HuneyFire. This is Cheaza and Marri with the group HuneyFire. How are you both doing today?
Hi,
We're
Leigh.
great.
Great. Thank you for having
Of course.
us.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and so tomorrow, for the listeners out there, this podcast will probably drop a couple days after this is recorded. But tomorrow, HuneyFire is releasing a remixed version of their song Breaking Necks. And I can't wait to hear the full remixed edition. Tell me, what do you love about the new remixed version of this song that's different from the one that you released a couple months back?
Well, the first actual mix, Marty and I wrote the song with Jason Pinnock, and Jason is out of Florida, but gets around like to Nashville and different places. And once we heard it, we loved it. We had, a few instruments added on it, but once we met our writing partner, Caitlyn Evanson, she plays fiddle. She toured on the Red Tour with Taylor Swift.
Wow.
She also just got off a tour with Kelsey Ballerini. And she's just like our honey fire. This is what we name it when we're all together. So we just thought that she would be a complete addition to this song. And the remix is with Caitlyn. We've added fiddle to it. And she's edgy, she's rock, she's country. She is everything mixed in one. So we're really excited for everybody to hear it. So the remix is with Caitlyn Evanson, and it is so cool. We love it.
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, and I guess I've loved the original version already so much just from listening to it. And I can't wait to hear the new spin that you guys throw on it. Going back a little bit more into your catalog, talking about your single from last May, Too Late for Sorry. Tell me a little bit about that writing process too, because I love that song so much. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you so much. That actually started back when I had a country solo career. I started, and I started that with Jason Pinnock in Florida. He's written on Kelly Rowland, All for One. I mean, just many people.
Wow.
He's working with Disney right now. I mean, he's a really good friend of mine. I mean, he's known me before I had Marri. She was in my belly when he was around. So I went to him and told him, what I wanted to do. And he definitely was in full support. And that was one of the first songs that him and I wrote. Wow. And come forward to today, that I didn't end up going solo because I wanted to sing. We actually decided to do it together. And that's how all that happened. She was singing country music, country pop, and I was singing country. And I was just like, you know what? I've been traveling this road by myself, and we've done everything together. Why don't we just do this together as well? And she's like, oh my God, let's do it. So that's how that came about. But Too Late for Sorry was us just revisiting the song and said, oh my gosh, this is why I didn't release it. It's perfect for us. So we put her on the song, and there it is.
I love that. And I got to tell you, for the listeners out there, hang on, I may cut this out and just come back into this next little section that I'm going to say.
You got it.
I don't remember if when I introduced you at the beginning of the episode, if I said that you were mother-daughter, but I'm going to come back into that and do it now. Okay.
You got it.
For the listeners who are out there that just missed this little awesome piece of information, this is a mother-daughter duo. And so this is a very special attachment pull to my heart, I guess, because I recently, I have a daughter of my own. I recently lost my mom about a year and a half ago. And so I just think like the support, but it's a beautiful thing to think about, like how much she loved everything about the career that I was kind of thinking about doing whenever I started this PR idea, and even my years as a teacher, she was a teacher, and so it's like I kind of followed in her footsteps, and so watching you guys kind of work together is like it's a beautiful little piece. Tell me how that works, because I know as a duo set of musicians, I'm sure you guys have lots to bring to the table. So tell me how it goes working with each other day to day.
Working with each other day to day it's fun and it has its challenges, not because of us by any means. My mom is a very busy person. So we've had to get very creative on how we do things. So she's gone a lot doing singing and I'm here in Vegas. So we've had a lot of different creative ways of doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
So she'll come in, like she's here for 2 days. So what we're doing is we're doing this interview with you, and we are trying to throw in, we're trying to throw in maybe a studio session right after I get off of work. And that's just kind of how we have been doing things. Our whole process of making music has been cramming as much as we can because she leaves in 48 hours, or cramming as much as we can because she leaves in 72 hours. And it's been fun. I trust my mom a lot when it comes to this business, and because I was raised in it, I have a good grasp on things. But as far as like working together, it's very easy breezy, kind of, in a way. When it comes to us, she works out all of the nits and crannies that I don't know about quite yet. So we have our pockets where we're good. I love to write. She loves to write. I have like the more of a sad
Hi.
Here she is. Say hi. Hi to the camera.
Hi.
Hi. She's my daughter. She's never been on an interview with me. Hi. We're really happy to see you. Say hi.
Hi, Alani.
Yes, that's your little baby bear. She's a sweetheart. Oh my goodness.
I love that.
No, that's really cool. I feel like this is the perfect time for her to come in. So yes, I will get you in. So let me ask you this too. With your fast-paced turnaround of recording, do you also write together too, or do you kind of like do different things here and there?
It's funny. It's funny because we collaborate with each other, obviously, and we collaborate with other people that we know and made connections out in Nashville in particular. But we have a Google Docs that we share, and sometimes our notes will be in our Apple iPhone notes, and we'll send it to each other and collaborate on Apple phone, Apple Notes, and collaborate on that, and do the Google Docs and do all this. So we write a lot. And also, when we feel like we have a really good song, we'll voice note each other all day about it.
Yeah.
Especially if we feel like
passionate
idea. About ourselves, like about the words we're writing. Well, 100% the whole day is going to be about that song. And, ooh, I got this. Ooh, I got this. Marty, what do you think about switching this word out? Mommy, what do you think about switching that word out? So that's how the songwriting process goes.
And we do have very different ways of writing. So I think that's like the benefit of the way that we write together. Marri writes, her writing style is completely different than mine. And the switch ups just make sense when it comes together. It really does just make magic for us. So it's really cool.
That's incredible. Well, I'd love that the collaboration process is so, ongoing. That's really interesting to hear about. Oh man,
every day. Okay, well, every day.
And you kind of touched on this a little bit, Marri, about how you've been in entertainment for a really long time, and how Cheaza has been in the entertainment business for a really long time. You guys have an incredible music lineage, like just the heritage you've grown up with, from your mom being involved with Tina Turner, and she's gonna show you her bear. I wondered if this was gonna go. That's Marri and Cheaza.
I'm Cheaza. Hi, sweetheart. Hi.
They're really good. Here, you want to listen? Here, they're really good singers. Say hi. Can you hear them?
Hi. How are you? You're being such a good girl for mommy, huh?
Say yes.
Yeah. So cute.
Sweetheart. Yes. She's a little performer too. I feel like one day she's going to be on stage, and So tell me about some of your other performing opportunities that you had when you were growing up, Marri, because I'd love to know
my performing opportunities. Man. Okay, so
I know we're gonna touch on both of you because I want to know all the things.
Started with pageants.
Yeah. Well,
my gosh, so did she. That's amazing.
She started out with pageants.
My mom put me in pageants well before I can remember, but I was in pageants.
She was.
But from the time I can remember is I was actually honing in a lot of acting. when I was younger. So I didn't do a ton of singing. I did a lot of acting and a lot of dancing. That was my route when I first came about. I was in a Hip Hop Harry. It was a PBS show called Hip Hop Harry pilot movie.
So cool.
Yeah, so the pitch for Hip Hop Harry, I was on that pitch, and it's now a movie that you can rent for your little one if you want.
Oh, perfect. Yes, we definitely will watch that.
If you want to see it, it's called The Perfect Picnic. She's in a Perfect Picnic. Perfect Picnic. Yeah. And you can find it. You can find it on YouTube.
Okay, perfect. Well, yeah, that sounds so cool. And then, so doing my research, I saw that you guys kind of have been singing together forever, but decided to start HuneyFire full time at like March, or I think it's March of 2021. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It was then, and we made a trip to Nashville for the first time ever in May of that year, and that's when we launched our Instagram. Was that May? And that's when we knew we put both our feet in and made the splash that we wanted to. But yeah, it was back in March for HuneyFire. We started singing professionally on a stage together when I was 16 or 17, so that was like 2011. For Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. That was the first performance that we did professionally
with Jerry Mitchell.
That's amazing.
It's a huge event.
Oh my gosh!
It's a massive event. At the time, I was in a show called Peep Show. So Jerry was the producer of that show. I was the host of the show, along with other amazing Broadway performers, and we had the opportunity. We were asked to sing and do the closing. We actually closed the show for Broadway Equity Fights AIDS. Yeah, so that was something. Yeah, we enjoyed that. That was really nice, and that started it out with. And we started performing as guest entertainers on cruise ships and traveled the world together. And now here's HuneyFire.
Cool. Well, okay. Now that you say that, that brings me to another little piece. My day job, I call it a day job, is actually as a musical theater teacher. So like that's where, and so I really loved hearing that you used to do, other engagements outside of country music too, because I feel like all of that kind of lends its hand in making you a better performer, because I'm
absolutely,
that's awesome. Yes, absolutely.
Marri has background in musical theater as well in school.
Yeah, in high school.
Yeah,
I did.
Well, so I'm a high school teacher. High school musical theater teacher, and so man, what a world! It teaches you so many things, I think, And, oh my goodness. So knowing all of that, and the research that I've kind of done on you guys to know a little bit more about your musical background and knowing more about some of your musical influences, would you mind telling the listeners out there who are going to be hearing this podcast, what brought you to country music? Like what's the musical influence pieces that really like holding this in full circle for you guys? And it can be two separate answers. Feel free to just shout them out.
As for me, my mother was heavy into country music. With me growing up, my mom played all styles of music. I mean, from Sarah Vaughan to Dolly Parton to Elvis Presley. After she got that kiss on her cheek from Elvis, it never stopped. I don't even know if she washed it.
I love that. Oh my
gosh. My mom was a big country fan. As I grew up in high school, I was a huge fan of Leanne Rimes. I mean, you couldn't tell me anything. I watched her on the awards. I was a huge fan of Shania Twain. I would sing at weddings From This Moment all the time.
Great song.
Yes. And my era is the Trisha Yearwood, Shania Twain, Leanne Rimes. I used to watch the Grammys and watch Chicago. I mean, I watched so many different bands from back in the day that my mom introduced me to. And then I listened to a lot Tina Turner's country album. This is something that a lot of people don't know, that Tina had an album and there's a whole history behind that album. But there are songs on there that are amazing. And this is what my mom introduced me to as a young child. So, and I remember at one point being young, when I think back, I didn't even know it was country music. I didn't
Wow.
even know that I was listening to country music. And I just loved it,
Oh
you
my
know, and
gosh. Yeah.
it's just been a part of me ever since I've been young, to where, you know, when I
Wow.
grew up, I look back at these songs, I'm going, oh my gosh, I've been listening to country since I was like 6, you know, 5, 6
Aw.
years old.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
you know? So for me, it
Just
just,
ingrained in you.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't think that
Yeah.
I don't think I went after country music. I think country music has always been me. It's been a part of me.
I love that.
You know, I think it found me at
Yes.
the right time. So I'm appreciative of that, because it's a love that I didn't even know was as strong as it was until we started doing it. You know, I knew I loved it. I know I love my Shania, my Trisha, my, you know, Reba, my Leanne. This is my era. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, country has always been a part of me without me even realizing this. It found me. I didn't find it.
Yes.
So that's my answer.
That's incredible. Yeah, of course.
Country,
yeah, perfect.
Country music, I mean, because she was listening to it, like her whole story, I was listening to it. Like Shania Twain was huge. Like that's a core memory for me, is Shania Twain. It's a very core memory because, you know, back then I was born in the 90s. Shania was my mom's thing back then. And so I remember Shania very well, but she was like she said, she didn't know she was listening to country. She was just another singer. And because my family was very musical, I knew everything. There was no like, we listen to this, we listen to this. It was everything. Like you could look at my playlist on my phone. It's country, metal sometimes, pop, it's all kinds of things. So I love music. So Shania Twain was when I was younger. And then my best friend, when I was really, really young, I want to say like 8 years old, she and her mom listened to country music, and they listened to Rodney Atkins and Darius Rucker and other names I can't remember at the moment, but Rodney Atkins, I want to touch on that because my favorite song from like when I can remember listening to country music, being cognitive about it, was Man, I've been watching you, Dad, ain't that cool, I'm your buckaroo. Man, I loved that song. And I was like, this is cool. I love this. And then growing up, my era was Carrie Underwood was super big when I was like in middle school. That's when she like did her American Idol run and everything. And growing up in the musical background that I have with my family, I loved lyric when I was growing up. That was my thing. I liked lyric and I loved big voices. And Carrie Underwood was a big splash for me. And not only just in country, there was also another person, Demi Lovato, in pop world that she's got a big voice. That girl's got a huge voice. And so did Carrie Underwood. So I listened to them a lot growing up. And I had Taylor Swift. That girl, lyrically, to me, is a genius. Lyrically, that girl is a genius.
Absolutely.
So
you and me both, girl. Let me tell you. Yes.
And when I started developing my, you know, puberty voice, once I started developing a bigger voice for myself and singing more, my mom was like, you have kind of a natural country take on your singing. And I was like, but Demi Lovato, I need to be big and like Demi, you know? And I was okay. I mean, all right, let's do that. So she started getting me dabbling more into the country world because I had a lot of knowledge. I mean, I have a lot of knowledge of the country world already, but back then I was getting into it. I was 15, so I was really getting into it and finding my roots in it. And then HuneyFire came about.
Here we are.
Years later.
Here we are.
It's always been there,
you know. Oh my gosh.
It's always been there, and it's just like I'm so happy that we agree on this and can do it together. It makes it even more amazing.
I also read somewhere in doing my research that Marri brings the honey and Cheaza brings the fire. So I thought reading that was so cute. Oh my gosh. Well, and I just love knowing that you both kind of bring your own set of, ideas and a spin on things just to make this so unique. I loved listening to everything that I've heard from you so far, and I can't wait to hear the single release tomorrow. So, okay, are there any little insights or any little sneak peeks that you have about upcoming, shows or even more recorded music that you may be leaking anytime soon? Anything like that?
Yeah, there's quite a few things on the horizon. We have an album that we've completed. And that, yes, we aren't sure if we want to release that before the end of the year or a fresh start top of the year, but that is coming. We're really excited about that. We do have some releases coming, some more releases off of the album coming before the release of the album. Cool. And, Marri and I are like always popping out songs. So we're still like, which ones should we put on there? We have a solid pick of the ones, but, we end up finishing songs and we're like, oh my gosh, we have to put this on there. So there might be some releases, and we're just, that's the joy of writing all the time, and discovering and rediscovering and telling your authentic story, so we're really excited for everybody to hear that in the music that we release. Also, we have some performances coming up in Las Vegas. So we're putting together a little mini tour, and we'll be really excited to announce that to everyone. We're really, really happy about that. And man, we're just cooking.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and listen, I am so thankful that you sat down and talked with me today.
Thanks for having us.
I've really enjoyed getting to know more about you. Absolutely. And now you've made me a super fan. So I'm just going to be so about you all the time. Yay.
Thank you.
Well, and before we hop off today, is there anyone or anything else that you'd like to promote or anyone you'd like to give a shout out
Our
to? I ask this to all
socials.
of my friends at the end of the episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
You
let's do
can,
that. Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, our socials. You can follow us at HuneyFire.
On TikTok.
Capital H
Yes.
with a U for the honey and a capital F. That's how you can Google us. We have a website that we will be posting all tour dates as it comes and all releases when it comes on all socials, and definitely our website. Website will be a big thing, or we're going to try and push.
Yes.
That's where everything will be.
Cool.
Yep.
Socials are Instagram, Facebook, and we're on Threads
And TikTok.
Figuring the Threads thing out. Twitter and TikTok. Twitter and TikTok.
And obviously you can catch everything on our YouTube as well too.
Mhm.
So, but you know what? There is something I do want to add that we would love to get everybody on, and we've never really said anything about this, but I'm going to say it now. And she's like, "What are you going to say?" Learn our Breaking Necks dance and post it.
Yes.
And post it.
Yes.
Hashtag Breaking Necks Dance Challenge and hashtag HuneyFire. And we would love to see you guys do the dance. It is our challenge. Marri and I made it up. And you know what? Have fun with it. Do it your way. You don't even have to do the whole dance. Just do it your way and show us what you got.
Girl, I'm all about that. I love to dance, so I will hop on that challenge right now.
Please do. It's so cute. Have your daughter do it as well.
She would love
Oh my
to.
gosh.
Yes. Okay. Project for when we get home.
Breaking
Absolutely.
Necks
I love
dance
that.
challenge. And you can find the dance
Cheaza.
on our Instagram. So,
Yeah. Instagram. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna go find it as soon as we get back to our house today. Perfect. Cheaza, Marri, it's been a wonderful pleasure talking with you both
too.
today.
Too.
Thank you so much
Thank
again.
you so much.
All right, listeners out there, this is Leigh with Coda Country, and this is our latest episode of Coda Country Chats. Have a great day. Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.